Oh, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the MRC eRacing here, coming to you from Suzuka International Racing Course, and it is good to be back. We are finally getting underway. We've had a few delays here today, unfortunately, as AD wants to get racing quite early. David are nearly coming together there, actually. But yeah, you don't miss much. We are a minute and a half into the session. No one's even started a flying lap yet. So we're just now waiting for some people to put some out laps on. It is overcast conditions here today. 25 on the track, 18 in the air. So will that bring a little bit of rain later on in the session? We're going to find out. But let's try and find someone who is about to start a flying lap. It's not him. It's not. It could be him. Don't think so. No, it's not him because Pavel's even further up and there's someone in front of him. It's not him. It's not him. Let's go with Pavel then. One of the first drivers, not going to be the first because that is actually Bottas gang. And just ignore the yellow flags at this point. They are just cars trying to get out of the way. But Pavel then starts his flying lap then as we go through the solitary DRS straight down towards the first turn. It's called the first turn, not the first corner, because it is the first two corners officially, is the first turn. As we come off there, as we go through these flowing S's, left, and then right, and then left, and then right eventually. It's a lovely collection of corners. As we go through the exit here, turn 7, this is Dunlop corner. Keep that power down. And as you come up to the first of the Degnan, you're going to see a little lift off here. There we go, lift and shift. Oh, back end! So lift and shift wasn't enough. He's survived. The front wing hasn't survived though. That is in the gravel behind him. And that is Pavel making a mess then of the first of the Degners. And he's not completely destroyed that wing. There's still a bit left on it, but not a lot. And is that Texlave behind him? Let's join Texlave, who's coming through the exit of turn 11, the hairpin. And into turn 12, the long right-hander. Down towards Spoon Corner, turn 13 and 14 down there. As he's he nearly loses the back end himself there. Looks like we got the commentator's curse on board with us today, which is good to see. 2 cars watched, one incident, one near incident. As you come up to the 130R, no lifting, keep going there for Texlave. And up towards the Casino Triangle, the last 3 corners of the track, 16, 17, and then 18 here. Careful on those bumps, that can destabilise the car. And he comes across the line, puts 130 in. And not entirely surprising, he's a little bit off the pace after that bit of a tank slapper that he had at turn 13. And let's have a look who else is on their way. Leone coming up to the line goes P9. A bit off the pace there, must have had a little mistake somewhere. A second and a half off in sector 2. Actually, a lot more than the second half. Nearly 3 seconds off the pace in sector 2. Actually, yeah, 3 or 4 seconds. So that's where he lost the majority of the time. But still, a lap on the board is a lap on the board. And Hobb is looking for exactly that. He's down in 13th. No lap time set for him as yet. So not surprising to see him that far down. But let's see how he does. Comes off the Spoon Corner, then up the hill towards the 130R. Vast majority of this track is how it was, pretty much as far as I can remember, except for the 130R, which has been tightened a little bit. It used to be a lot smoother. And Hobb hunting for that apex there. He's got a car off to his left. Hopefully that's not a problem, as he then brings it into the pits anyway. Pit entry here is actually quite difficult. I've seen a few people DNF on here in the past. Hopefully we won't see any of that happening today. But if we can get someone coming towards the pit lane, let's see. Looney's fair distance away. Double G is kind of far away, but let's start with Double G. Unless he's doing another lap after this, we'll see that pit entry. Because if you just lose the back end coming off that turn 17, as you're trying to get into the pits as quickly as possible, especially during the race, back end can slide and you can just slide straight into the pit wall. And Double G hopefully won't show us how it's done in terms of the sliding, but hopefully will show us a cool, calm pit entry. Or is he going to go again? There you go. So you can just see, look, you lose that back end, that wall is quite close on the left. And fortunately he survives, as he's left the session, but he's not actually got a car, so there's no real worries there. So, opening gambit's done, and pretty much everyone is now back in the pits. AD's out on an outlap along with Neved and Pavel, and so we'll be seeing some times coming from them, as Neved has just started that flying lap of his. We'll see how he gets on. Just throws it into that first corner. Beautiful camera angle through there. And into those flowing S's, connecting them all together. It's such a hard part of the track, this. It's where you can make or break your entire lap, is just here. Because you make a wobble in the first one, you're not going to correct it until you're at the exit of them all. It takes a good driver to get through them so cleanly. Runs a little wide on the exit, and then aggressively sort of throws himself into the second Degner. And I think he might have just invalidated right there, as he's down in mode 0. We'll keep an eye on his sector time, which is... actually, it's a fair distance away. Sector 2 doesn't really end till after the spoon corner. But since he's in mode 0, I'm assuming he's invalidating. So let's look at Pavel. Coming up to that same section that we just saw the invalidation from Neved. See if he can do it any better. That's clean through there. And Pavel on the exit then. Much cleaner than Neved was. And that's why he's still proceeding with that lap. And Pavel is currently down in 16th place. And actually went a little bit faster than Neved in his first sector. So worth keeping an eye on it. In terms of actual best time, Pavel wasn't that far off. He did a 32.171. Bested a 32.139. So Pavel has pace here today. Can he translate that into a pole position? As we're going up the hill, we'll see at the end of the second sector, around about there we go. 39.878. Bested 39.621. So if you can find a good last sector, he's got a chance of putting it towards the front. It's not going to be at pole unless you can do something amazing in this final sector. But 16.5 seconds is that sector time. It wasn't a bad final sector. Puts himself P2. 3/10 though off the pace of Bottas, who is back out again. Let's have a little look further down. 80 is on a lap, struggling with grip for that car by the looks of that. Bit of sliding going on. And 33.19. So decent first sector. How's that second sector working out? It is a 40.2, so a bit off the pace unfortunately for AD. Hopefully a decent final sector gives him a chance of starting towards the front. At the moment with 9 minutes left, that's not going to be starting towards the front when you do a slide like that. Unfortunately unable to bring it into the pits, but still going to put a time on the board, P10. And sometimes all you need is a time on the board, especially if those guys below all DNF. Then AD's in a good position to make some moves. Let's have a... I was going to look at Bottas, but he's not gone fast in the first sector. He's actually down by a whole second, so yeah, he looks like he has actually backed off. Bird in the meantime has gone purple in that first sector, 32 on the nose, and so he's going to be potentially at the front of the grid. Got yellow in sector 1, it's probably just cars getting out of each other's way. And it looks like everyone is going to go for those soft tyres. Who's going to... Oh, Bird has a bit of a slide in the middle there. He's got some slipstream here from Ray, who's actually on a flying lap himself. Bird gets a piece the exit off that corner. Now, this is a problem. Ray is, I believe, officially on a flying lap. Yes, he is. He backs off and gets out of the way. He knows the Bird is flying. 2 purple sectors for the Bird. Is this going to be a purple lap as Ray's got back ahead of him? And Bird does go fastest, no surprise there. 27.8 is his time. So let's have a look further back. Jelly Melly coming towards the line himself and puts it P14. Time on the board though, all important, considering we've got 7.5 minutes left and 2 people still to put a time up on the board. Ray is one of those people. Pole said last week. What could he do this week? There's a Hob facing the wrong way, I believe. Not in the right place, and there you go. Disqualified from the session for going the wrong way. That is not good from him. And I think Ray, yes, he's not actually going on a lap. And you go confirmation. Hob disqualified down to P18. Not exactly what he would have wanted today. David up there in P10. He is on a fly. Needs to improve on a 29.6. so far. He's gone personal best in the first sector, cutting about 7/10 off, and it's come up towards, he's just gone the hairpin now with the long right-hander towards the spin corner. And we won't get a second sector for a while, although I just noticed he's putting in a time. Bottas went P2 with the fastest second sector of anyone so far. But still on board with David. He's going up the hill towards 130R. Up again, you can see by 6/10. Didn't go fastest of his previous in the second sector, but still had a good lead in the first sector. Third sector is so short at only 16 and a bit seconds. David should be improving with this one. He does, up to P7 for him, and a decent lap. DZ down there in 13th in the Haas. He's just started a lap, and he was already backed out of said lap. I think he might have been validated very early on, and with just less than 6 minutes to go, starting to get towards that point, that calm before the storm, where we can see a lot of people in the pits or coming into the pits, as it looks to be. There's only a couple of drivers actually out on laps, and they are the Haas drivers. So they'll be, well, do they have time to do this lap, come in, get tyre changes, and then an out lap before the checkered flag falls? We're going to find out. It's quite a long lap here at 130, 128. So, oh, Leone, that's the wall there. Has he survived? Oh, he must have been millimetres away from that wall, and he has somehow survived. That was a great piece of braking into that corner. And now he's just waiting for a gap to come back onto the track as WG flies on by. He's on his way in as well, so that was a great save by Leone. I thought that was curtains there, but somehow kept out of the wall. Pavel is out on the track again. He's on a fresh set of softs. We've seen a couple of people make mistakes at the Degner today. Is Pavel going to add his name to that list again? He's the first one to make a big mistake there earlier on, but he's recovered and got himself going again. P4 is his current position, and as you can see, he's already survived the Degner, so that's good. And he's on that flying. We're coming towards 4 minutes left. As Leone has retired from the session. Is that just frustration, or is that an actual crash? That's in sector 2/3. It wasn't that far away from Pavel. And there's the yellow flags. There's a wrecked car from Leone. Did he just make a mistake? It's quite unusual to make a mistake there on a straight. But Pavel, 2 corners to go. Can he survive the bumps? Oh, we're bringing this one into the pits. He's not happy with it. So Pavel not going to go for that. He's going to get himself changed and get himself going again. Let's have a look at DZ down there in 13th. He looks like he's on another lap. My temperature hasn't even given me data for his opening sector. Will it give me data for the second sector? Up by 8/10 according to that. And yes, there we've got some data time. He's, well, I'm not sure. We'll soon see if he actually finishes the lap. I think, based on my screen, he might have validated the first sector, but he's still going to go for it. And he has improved, so he didn't invalidate the first sector. It's just my eyes tricking me. But time on the board there for DZ. Up one more place as we are coming towards the end of this qualifying. Less than 3 minutes left to go now. And it is go time. Nearly. Front runners are still in the pits. Bottas is out of the pits. Neved is out on a lap right now. So we've got yellow flags flying up all over the place as people are vying for a little bit of room. Let's have a look at Neved. He's a long way to go actually, so let's not look at Neved. Let's look at AD then. Going round Spoon. He's got another chance to do a cool down and a go again if he really wants. It's going to be quite a quick cooldown actually, come to think of it, but still has the opportunity to do it. He's up by nearly half a second on his previous best. 2 green sector times coming into this. As DS has retired from P5, that's him done. Where's that? Because I can see the yellow flags here. Is that in pit lane? It might have been. No, I think it might have been in the pit lane, so well, there's more yellow flags here. But 80 P11 for him. And that's the S's car. Fortunately getting out of the way. Not causing any issues there for 80. Where's Neved? He's coming up the hill. Gone green in the first sector. Second sector is not green. It's actually white, which means it's not improved. So will he actually improve over the course of the lap? He will get another shot if he so wishes. And as he comes around that final corner, DRS wide open. No, massively down by over a second on his previous best. Those last couple of seconds, I think he might have just backed out to give himself more time to go. Let's have a look at Bottas as he's just come off the hairpin. As we're going on down to spoon with him. Didn't go green in the first sector. In fact, he's well off the pace. I think he has. Never mind. He's done. He's backed off completely. He will get a chance to go again, but he's got to get round in 45 seconds or less. Mark, then, he has just started a lap. Pavel as well just started a lap. Let's stay on board with Mark. Currently P3. Birds also just started a lap. It is all systems go. I'm going to keep my eyes on my telemetry data. If I start seeing purple sectors, we will go to see that driver, particularly in the opening sector, as Mark is just a little bit down on his previous best. Not by much. Up on his previous best, though, is Pavel. So Pavel could be jumping Mark if Mark doesn't improve. And having said that, just seen Bird's first sector. He's done a 40-second sector. That is him done for the day. He is not going to be improving from P1. Well, you can't improve from P1. He may not be holding on to P1, should we say. It's all coming down to these current drivers. Bottas will go again. It's coming down to Pavel, Mark and Bottas. Plus, David jumps up. Could be anyone else. They fancy a shot. Ray is out there on a lap. Although he's done a 40-second opening sector, so he's not going to go any faster. Mark then coming around that final corner. What's he going to do? He does improve. Goes P2. Knocks Bottas down. So as Pavel jumps up to P2 himself. Bottas has retired, so he won't be improving. Kai come up towards the final couple of corners then. Can he improve? Mark actually went purple in the final sector. Kai's done personal bests in the first and second. Can he do a personal in the third? And he does. He's up then to P6. And we're just waiting for the bird to retire from the session. He's made a mistake by this thing, or he's just messing about. But there we go. That is going to be the end of the qualifying. Bird, not unless he gets somehow disqualified. He's not going to be displaced off the top, and he'll just cross the line to finish the qualifying. And there we go. Right then, so let's have a quick rundown of those final qualifying positions for you in a moment. I'm not going to skip this. I did this the other day and it made an audio sound for the entire race. Now I'll skip it. Right, there we go. So Bird taking pole from Pavel, followed by Mark, Bottas, David, Kai, DS, Neved, DRB, and then Double G. DRB and Double G in the house. Sorry. Tex David 11th, followed by AD, DZ, Gillimelli, Leone, Ray, Brownie, and Hobb at the back. Ray and Brownie did not set a time. I actually believe Brownie has a qualifying ban, so that's why he was not putting in the time. Hobb managed to get himself disqualified for parking on the track. But that is part one. Well, not really even part one, because it's in official race F1, you can lose the race on a Saturday. You can't win the race. In esports, you can't win or lose the race on the qualifying. Yes, okay, it becomes really hard to try and come from the last or the back to take the win, but it is not impossible. So we'll see what they do in a moment. We're just now waiting for all the drivers to make those final amendments to their setup, check that fuel level, check they got the right tyre setup and strategies, particularly for those starting outside the top 10. Are they going to go long in the opening stint with a set of hards, or are they going to match the drivers around them and go for softs? It's looking like a mixed bag, actually. If we just get them up on screen. And there you go. So one driver on the hards. That's Brownie. He's going to go as long as he can. Mediums for AD, DZ, and Ray Ray. Softs for Hob, Leonie, Jelly Melly, and Texlave. Obviously, top 10 all starting on softs as well. So it's going to be an interesting race. See what Bradley can do from back there. He's obviously going to be going hard to the softs, but he's the only man on the hards. It's going to be interesting to see how he gets on in the race. He's right back there in the Williams. They're used to starting in the back. Brownie hopes he won't be finishing in the back. And now just waiting for the formation to be finished. Bird will be starting at the front. Him and Brownie had a few altercations last week. That has all been put to sleep. That's all been dealt with. They've apologised to each other. And let's look forward to a great race. Hopefully they'll actually go to wheel here, and we'll be able to see how they can actually battle each other fairly with no little niggles between them. Something to look forward to. But Brownie has a mighty task on his hands if he actually wants to battle with Bird today. He's starting 17th. Bird is starting P1. It's not out of the realms of possibility. All it takes is a little mistake by Bird, or strategy will probably overlap at some point. The softs will drop to the back, hards and mediums will move forward, but then we'll be on different strategies. So it's going to be interesting to watch. Ray Ray pole position last week, second place in the race, down there in 16th as well. So keep an eye on him, trying to carve his way through. So we're now waiting for Bird to take up position at the front, followed by everyone else. And here we go, taking up positions. Bird with Pavel alongside Mark. He's a quick man behind him. Bottas as well, don't count him out. It's going to be an interesting opening lap. Hopefully we'll still have 18 drivers at the end of this first lap. We shall soon see, as Hobbs taking up position at the back. And here come the lights. That's the wrong angle. So, 5 red lights. They're off, and we're off then for the MRC eRacing Japanese Grand Prix. Everyone gets away clean. There's a bit of Alpha. Oh, bit of decent going on the back as well. So that's Hob and Brownie. Don't worry too much about that. But Bird leads into the opening corner. Not a lot of changes going on out front. A few changes going on towards the back, but it looks like everyone's got through the opening few corners. Ooh, was that Never going a little bit on the dirt there? It looks like it was. Got away with it as Double G and AD are swapping places behind. And yellow in sector 1. Who's had an accident? Is it Leonie? Oh, Leonie and Hob have had a little come together. Severe collision. 5-second penalty for that one. And have we got any damage on these cars? That looks fine. And Hob definitely has damage. That is front right damage there on that one. That's not good from him. Texlave's also gone off as he picked up damage. That's on the exit of the Dunlop corner. Texlave seems to be okay damage-wise, but only his pride is taking a bit of damage there. So let's have a little look further up. Good start there for Brownie and Ray. And Ray's looking to make moves already, and he's up to P10, making a move on 80 there. Let's have a look at the big gains and losers so far. Ray is that big gain. He's up 6 places. Up 5 places is Brownie. And they've had a great start. Down 7 places, unfortunately, for Texlave. Double G down 5 as well, but no changes in the top 6. So they are as they started. Bird has pulled out a little lead already, and Ray is attacking those corners. And no surprise that Ray has picked up. Bird has picked up the fastest lap. Fastest final sector actually went to Ray there, actually. So let's have get back to those tyres as Brownie's goes past 80 as well. Oh, 80's a little bit off track there. Still in the race as Double G is pitted. Hobbs also pitted. I don't think Texlave is going to be pitting. Oh, Hob, 5-second penalty to go with his already had. I think it may have already had a 5-second penalty from the coming together earlier on, but it's not going well for Hob. Back there, he's now going to be plumb last. He got disqualified in the qualifying, and he's not having the best day. As no, that's just me getting intubated. So Ray looking to make moves here. They're all over the place. Ray's going to try and go around the outside of these ones. He's not going to find anything there, and just gets a little squeeze from Neved. But now coming up towards the spoon. Is he going to fancy a move down the inside of here on Neved? He's sizing him up and sends one down the inside. Great overtake there. Runs a little wide. Neved doesn't take advantage of that. And Ray's up one. And is Brownie going to come past as well? He's hovering. Brownie's done a Brownie strategy. That is the underfuel strategy. See him do it all the time. As we go into 130R side by side, that's Neved gives him so much extra room than he needed to. Brownie actually backed off there, and Neved almost into the back there, Ray. And no surprise again, Bird has gone fastest. AD has appeared. Oh, 3 seconds penalty for corner cat in there. That's a straight up 3 second as DRS has been enabled. Only one DRS straight. Brownie doesn't need it. And he's through on Neved. Again, he'll be setting his sights straight back onto Ray. Ray's on the back of DRB. Still quite close up front as well. They may not have changed any places. But Bottas is hanging around the back of MRC. MRC? Mark. We are MRC. Oh, big mistake there for DRB. He's in the wall. He's still going to be going, but he's just made a big slide there. And he's just lost himself a load of positions, including points positions. And now he's going to have to cool those tyres down, get going again. Let's have a look up front. Bottas, Mark and Pavel still close together. David and Kai aren't far off this, and one mistake from these guys could mean an overtake. And a fair few positions dropping. Yellow in sector 1, that looks like Leone's had an off. Let's quickly look. Yeah, you go at the first, between the first and second deckness there. Leone's made that mistake. And that's what's causing those yellows. So let's look back up. Ray's getting close again to DS. Where's he going to go? He's going to have to go down the inside here. Aggressive once again, but through. Right on the curbs there. And a little lock up there from Ray. As DS drops back one. Brownie will be the next man to try and make a move. Brownie's going to have DRS here. As Pavel and Mark going side by side in towards turn 1. Mark squeezing, but Pavel says no. Mark goes deep into the corner. Pavel has the inside line still. And has he got the position on the exit? Doesn't look like he does. Mark's still there. Pavel has the position. But Mark... Oh, Mark's got a tag slapper. That is Mark rotating towards the wall. Keeps it out of the wall, but that is not good. Mark is then going to drop a fair few places as a result. And David looked like he'd got tangled as well. Maybe he slammed on the anchors to avoid any incident. He's dropped a fair few places down. As we look at the big gainers and losers again. See, David's down 2. Ray is flying out there today. Mark is back down in 13th. Unfortunately, he's left the session and he's obviously in a bit of a hump as a result. And that is probably the end of his race. I don't think he's going to come back now. But maybe he will, maybe he won't. We'll soon see. But Bottas on the rear of Pavel. This is for second place. Bird is now 5 seconds up the field. I think he's going to be pretty uncatchable here today. And Bottas goes through. Easy overtake into 130R. Pavel will get DRS though. DRS taking point there. Which means Pavel will have it on the home straight. What can Bottas do to defend against this? Pavel will be coming at him. Bottas got a good, decent drive off the corner, but Pavel with that DRS, sizing him up. Going to go round the outside of the first 2 corners. And looks like he is ahead. It's only just, but he is there. He is up then to P2. And I wonder if he can close back up onto Bird, or is Bird flown away already? I think that might be the case. But Bottas now down to P3. He's got a Kai on his rear. Kai also has his teammate coming up as well. Bottas is looking to make moves here early. Kai's going to have to play the patient game. He needs to just let these guys squabble a little bit. They'll start nudging each other. As soon as they do, slip one down the inside or around the outside. Let them make the mistakes. And so they're going to be nose to tail off this corner. Bottas is right up that gearbox. Pavel is going to go for one down the inside into turn 13, the first part of the spoon corner. He's too far back to consider that. But he needs to just get himself set. He's up the hill. He's going to have a chance once again. He did it last time round. Then lost the position on to Pavel on the home straight. And Bottas is looking like he's sizing him up already. Again, Goes down the inside. I think Pavel's just almost going, you know what? I'm not going to fight you because I'm going to get DRS and come back at you. But Kai is just looking down the inside into the chicane. Doesn't go for it. He's got Ray behind him as well. And Kai, I think he's trying to get that one into the pits. He just lost the rear end coming off the corner. He's going to give Ray a chance, but Ray's nowhere near. Pavel is not going to be going past Bottas either as he sits back in behind Bottas. Kai and Ray close together as well. I just wonder if Kai was actually going for the pits there, or has he just generally lost the back end? Looked like he's trying to get towards the pits, but he's not got there. His tyre life-wise, he seems alright at the moment. And similar age to those around him. Yellow in sector 2, that's Leone. Looks like he's had another off. Let's have a quick look at that. Yeah, that is Leone in the wall, and that's going to be some more. I survived without damage. That's on the exit of Spoon, so that's where Bird's coming towards now, so hopefully he'll be away before Bird catches up. David and Neved close together as well. Ray is sizing up Kai. Pavel's dropped right off the back of Bottas. Is he diverting all his attention to defending instead of attacking now? But he needs to get within that 1 second window if he wants the DRS. Yellow in sector 2, that's GLA Melee. Looks like he's had a spin on the hairpin. He has. He's dropped back now down to 13th. And let's look back up Neved and David. David and DS. It's all coming together now. David's trying to recover after, I didn't see what happened, David. I just assume he slammed the anchors on after the rotation of Mark. So he's back down in 8th place, not where he wanted to be. Quick up front though, Ray is looking to size up on Kai's teammate. Kai goes defensive. Ray's going to have to go the long way around the outside. Kai goes late on the brakes, holds a position. Beautifully aggressive defending there from Kai. No team orders there for the Mercedes boys as David just gets past DS on that home straight. He's up back to P7 as Neved will be sizing up DS for an overtake. Further back, Mark, the AI of Mark is actually just overtaking Deasy. That's because Deasy's not on the track. He's facing the wrong way. So Deasy's going to drop back a couple of paces. Double G isn't close enough to take advantage of that. Just confirm Mark is a ghost. He's still shown to be solid, but I believe he is actually a ghost. I could be wrong, but I'll leave that for now, as there's a yellow in sector 2 again. Who's lost it this time? I'm not sure. Might have been AD. 10.5 to go between AD and Mark. Let's see what it is on the exit. 10.7, so that doesn't make any sense to me. Might have just been someone had a little excursion, caused that yellow flag. But Ray sizing up his teammate once again for P5. Sends one down the inside into the hair chicane, very deep. And he's going to have to get that position back, and does. Ray just outbroke himself a little bit into that, but he's going to have a chance again at Kai. Kai does have DRS on Pavel. Goes defensive again, just like he did last time. Ray wants that inside line, but Kai comes back to the racing line and blocks him off for now. Pavel, in the meantime, has... Ray nearly losing it there. Pavel's dropped back off the back of Bottas a bit more than he had before, so that's going to just help Kai out with a bit of slipstream, a bit of DRS back there. As DRB loses place to TechSlave in the pits. As Leone's also in the pits, going to hards, looking to finish the race on those tyres. Kai's getting racy. He wants to get past Pavel. He doesn't want Ray behind him. Brownlee's only 1.6 back off Ray. That could start coming towards him. As let's just see, can we see Life of Softs? So yeah, so Softs are okay at the moment. They're not going to do many more. Probably another 4, maybe 5, 6 laps. That's all range. So they will be coming in soon. They'll probably change on to those mediums. And JRB is coming out some fresh softs on the rear of Double G. And Double G makes a little wobble. DRB is going to try and go around the outside of the first thickness. That's a really difficult place to make that overtake. He doesn't. He has to sit back and wait. The yellow flag dipped into sector 2 there. Not sure who that was for. And Ray's right up to the back end of Kai once again. He's going across the home line. Kai's taking that inside line, that defensive position. Comes across the squeeze, his teammate. Oh, little coming together there between the Mercedes boys. Nothing coming on. It looks like a little racing incident, but ooh, Ray taking the position. And Kai now has to contend with Brownie. And I think it's aggressive attacking and aggressive defending for both drivers. So I think that one just put down as a racing incident. They're both being quite aggressive on each other. But Kai, unfortunately, lost out there. He's going to have Brownie coming after him. As we're now starting to approach that pit window for these mediums. Softs, sorry. As Brownie a little bit off track there. Same with Kai. Let's have a look further back. Yellow in sector 1. Is that Jelly Melly? It is. It's not his day. And DRB does get past Double G. Up to P15 then on those fresh soft tyres. He's going to have to stop again though. Those softs will not go to the end of this race. And you see DZ and Jelly Melly, they are coming together. And we'll have to keep an eye on that. Jelly Melly's made a few mistakes. It's not been his race, unfortunately. He's not had to stop yet, but he's just having a few days at the beach on the sand. As Double G picks up a penalty. The DRB actually went purple in the first sector. So Pavel is in the first of the front runners to stop on those softs, followed by DS. Is he going to get held up? No, he's not. He's well clear before DS even gets there. Pavel going on to the mediums. What's DS going to do? Also mediums for him. So they'll be trying to run these ones to the end. DS very slow coming out of the pits. Hopefully that was just a visual bug on my side. But it looked like he was very slow coming out. So where's Pavel? He's still P9. He's got a nice bit of air actually here, has Pavel. He can restart turning the wick up. I don't think he's going to gain on Bird, but he might gain on Bottas here with a decent outlap. It is hammer time for Pavel. He may be in a Ferrari, but you can still call it hammer time. And Pavel then will be trying to close up as much as he can and hopes he's made the undercut work on Bottas. Not if you do that. It's not going to. That's unfortunate. He's picked up a 3-second penalty on that flying outlap. Where are the front runners? Bottas is going up the hill towards 130R. He'll be coming in this lap or next, I reckon. David with a 3-second penalty there. And Kai is coming under pressure from Brownie. Yellow in sector 2. Yellow's going up all over the place, unfortunately, at the moment. And Brownie's not going to come through. Kai with a little lock up. Is Kai going to come into the pits? Bottas is in. Severe collision with AD. That is not good. Neved. I'm not sure what's happened there. But severe collision implies something big has happened between them. And AD runs very wide at 130R. Neved comes through. And has AD picked up any damage? Yes, look at that front right damage. And he's now actually holding up Mark. Not by his own doing. Mark also pits. Neved 5-second penalty of his own. Again, it's not going well for some drivers out there today. Kai's been passed by Brownie on that home straight, so Kai will be potentially coming in this lap or next. He's got a nice place to drop back into between Pavel and David when he's ready for it, as those tyres are probably getting quite toasty right about now. Jelly Melly, 3-second penalty to his name. I think there's a few 5 seconds that will be applied post-race. I'm not going to try and run into those now. I can give you rundowns of 3 seconds for corner cutting, but the 5 seconds that can be served in pit stops, I don't have a full record of. And so we'll do a quick rundown. Let's just see what's happening with Jelly Melly and Desi. Jelly Melly's fighting that car. He's not having a good day. Those tyres are not good on Jelly Melly's. They are pretty toasty. But yeah, so he's done a fair few laps on that. Right now, let's have a look at DS. Is he going to close up David? He's not going to. Kai, a 5-second penalty for spinning the pit lane himself. Everyone's getting him today. It's not a good day for some drivers. Brownie's up there in 13th, third. Same amount of positions gained as Ray. They're both going long in the opening stints. Brownie's going hard to the softs. Ray's going to go mediums to the softs as Neved has retired from the session. He's down there in 16th. Where has he lost that? Coming towards the scene of the crash. I can't see his virtual safety car is out. That could change things. Jelly Melly's in a good position to make that pit stop. He's there in the middle of Spoon. I'm not sure he's lost that, but let's have a look at the tyre situation. Is Bird? He's nowhere near it, unfortunately. Double G, the 5-second penalty. Lots of people coming in the pits, taking advantage of the virtual safety car. If it lasts much longer, Bird will have a free-ish pit stop here. And Brunny might as well take advantage of it as well, go on to the mediums if it's still going when he gets there. But Bird he's got to be coming in here. It's just been re-enabled unfortunately for him, so he's not going to get a cheap pit stop, but still he's not actually coming in yet. He's still quite happy on those tyres, never mind. As Ray and Brownie are second and third still to pit for them as well. Along with DZ, as that is Leone being lapped there. So a quick rundown of the penalties as we stand. There's some 5 seconds to be applied post-race for speeding in the pit lane, and I've definitely seen 2 collision penalties. Whether or not they have been served or not, I'm not entirely sure. So 3-second penalties we're looking at. So Pavel has 3, David has 3, Jelly Melly has 3, Double G and AD also have 3 seconds. If you didn't hear the name, they don't have any penalties, as we're on lap 13 of 27, so pretty much coming towards the half race distance. Let's have a look at Bottas back there in 5th. He's battling with Pavel for 4th place. What's that going to mean come the check flag? We don't know, because, well, 3 front runners are still to stop. One will be stopping pretty soonish, I would have thought, onto a set of mediums. Then Ray in not that many more laps onto a set of softs. I mean, if you look at the fact these softs on Bird have done 12 laps, Ray will probably do a similar amount on his softs, and that means he'll be pitting in a few laps. So Brownie will be going as long as he can on those hards before changing onto the softs. Don't want to leave it too late though, because you've still got to overtake the cars. Bottas then half a second off the back of Pavel is going to go up towards 130R. Jelly Melly, DRB back there in 12th and 13th. Can Jelly Melly get a positive out of today? Bird is in. He's flipped and he's in the pits. As Brownie's made a mistake. Big mistake there for Brownie. He's reversing back across the track. He's got to be careful there. That is bad news bears for Brownie. He's not going to... He might actually lose a place. There's a lot of damage there. Brownie has decimated that front wing, I suspect. Yeah, not a lot left on that front right. And there's that. Brownie's race ruined. I think it's gonna be over there for Brownie now. Not a lot he can do. In terms of getting a podium, it's most likely over because he's gonna lose out here to Pavel and Bottas and Bird. Taxlow's left the session. He's not too happy. Brownie's actually doing a great defensive drive. Bird, wow! Just taking these 2 places. They're too busy playing you first with Brownie. Bird slides them past. Pavel slides past. Bottas is going for it as well. And they are now all ahead. But that was beautiful opportunistic driving there from Bird. Kai with a 5-second penalty, and he has retired from the session. Where is that? Oh, that would be down. So we've got a virtual? Or is Daisy just going to look slow? That must have been there. He picked up the penalty and then crashed into the wall on the left, maybe. Oh, he's there on the left there. Big mistake then from Kai. And that is him, unfortunately, out of the race. He was doing so well. But he is now out of the race. Brownie still in the race. Not a lot of front wing left on his car. He's going to be bringing this one into the pits. Will he go softs from here? Or is this a little bit too much to ask? He's definitely bringing it into the pits. Don't hit that wall, Brownie. Big lock up on the way in. What tyres is he going to go for? What tyres can he go for? Obviously, you can't go for hards. You can go mediums or softs. Is he going to go aggressive on softs? and hope they last. He's playing it safe on mediums, which is probably the right call at the end of the day. But he's going to drop right down. He's going to come out around Mark and DRB, I would have thought. Probably not DRB. DRB is 18 seconds off the back of Mark. Where's Deezy? He's coming across the start-finish line. Mark isn't too far off him. Where is Brownie? There's Brownie just ahead of him. Actually, that's Brownie can hold this place through this part of the lap. He's done a great stop, and I think he has actually. All things considered, Brownie has actually come out not that bad. He could have ended up behind these two and in a bit of trouble, but he's come out ahead of them. Ray is currently the race lead. He's got a 21-second lead over Bird. What's happened to Deezy? Deezy lost that on the S's. I think he has. Shame I just flicked away from him, but Deezy has lost it. Where has he lost it? The yellow flag. There he is on the left. Looks like he's just put the power down a little too hard and gone flying to the wall on the left-hand side. But Bottas looking to make moves here on Pavel down the inside of the 130 yard. Pavel is still ahead. Backs off to give himself the DRS on the start-finish straight. Is that a smart idea? Is that a silly idea? They're both equal on penalties as Berg goes fastest. As he's starting to cut down that lead on Ray. Pavel, DRS wide open, goes through on Bottas. Not much Bottas can do other than just say, yep, go. Can't do anything. So Pavel back up to P3 as Ray is still out in the lead. He's got a slightly cut lead now. How long before he brings this one into the pits then? So we'll keep an eye on him. He's 20.4 ahead, and he will come out on soft tyres when he decides to pit, which should be next lap or two, I would have thought. 10 laps on set of softs is probably about right. And Bottas is still on the rear of Pavel. And Aidy's getting close to double G as well there. 0.8 between those two. 0.7 actually. Aidy's flying. What's happening there? Oh, DRS, that's why. Double G kicks up a bit of dust. Aidy closes up. Can't do anything with it. And we'll now get set through the S's as Ray does finally come in. 5-second penalty for Ray. That's bad news for him. He's going on softs though, so he does still have a chance of taking this. Bird is coming up to the final corner. Ray is now done in the pit box. Where's Bird? Through the chicane he goes. How close is he going to be on the exit? Bird is not even past. There goes Bird. Ray isn't even off the limiter. Now he's off the limiter. Here comes Pavel. He's not going to have Pavel. He's going to stay ahead of Pavel, so I'm not going to lose to Pavel. But Ray out on a fresh set of softs. Now he's got 4 seconds to Bird and a 5-second penalty to also cover off. Can he do this? I think he can. Pavel won't be catching him up after that. First few corners, those tyres will be right up to temperature almost immediately. As you can see, Pavel's dropping off the back. He's got Bottas as company behind. And Bottas will be hoping Pavel doesn't catch up to Ray, because that'll give him nice slipstream and DRS opportunities. Yellow in sector 1. Who is causing that? It's gone already, so not too much to worry. Let's go back on board with Bottas then. P4 challenging Pavel here for the last of the podium places. Both equal on penalties. That's the crucial part for these two. It's not a case of one's got more than the other. And Bottas is 0.3 off the gap, off the rear. Let's go up through 130i. He's going to get DRS on the home straight unless Pavel backs off again as he did the other lap. If he doesn't this time around, Bottas will have that DRS. Pavel, he saw it the moment he was going across the corner. He's like, that's the wrong line. Unfortunately, it does mean Pavel's picked up an extra penalty. He's now got 6 seconds compared to Bottas's 3. And Bottas looking to go round the outside of turn 1. Side by side they go. And who's coming off ahead? It's looking like Pavel has this made. But he backs off there into the turn 3 and 4. And up front though, Ray 2.2 seconds off Bird. As it stands, Ray will still hold. Yes, he'll just hold P2 still. by virtue of other drivers' penalties. So will he be able to hold P1 though? If Berg gets a penalty, things start to change. He only needs to get a 2-second lead with Ray Ray's 5-second speed in the pit lane. So it's not over yet. Ray has gone fastest in the first sector. He's done 33.036, the fastest of anyone so far. He's hunting down a best lap of 30.859, and I wouldn't be surprised if he goes faster in the second sector on those softs. And time's coming in any moment. He's done a personal best. Hasn't gone fastest, but personal best will do for now. As Bottas slides on past Pavel. I think that's Pavel was gifting place to him. Pavel's taking some strange lines through that final chicane. And there's Ray setting the fast lap. Pavel on the DRS. Through he goes on Bottas. That's a simple DRS overtake. Pavel up once again to P3. But with more penalties to him than Bottas. And if he continues that line through that final chicane, he's going to get more penalties before the end of this race. He needs to sort that out because that could be his undoing here today. Further back, DRB, Double G and AD all battling out for the last of the points positions. Be a fun battle. Let's have a quick look at it as we're coming up towards the chicane. Who's going to be close to making an overtake? Looks like DRB is going to be in a good position. Double G drops back out as DRB is on hards compared to AD softs. Half a second as AD gets a 3-second penalty. Again, changes the whole landscape of do I need to overtake? The answer to that is at the moment no. So as Pavel loses out to Bottas, but Ray's caught up to the back of Bird. Let's just see if these ones switch positions. I don't think they're going to here. Nope. But Ray is now back up onto the rear of Bird. He needs to get past, and it's 2-second lead actually, because Bird has a 3-second penalty, so it's helped him a little bit. Bird goes defensive, but Ray's just not close enough. DRS is open, but he's not really attacking. Pavel, meanwhile, he is looking a bit more attacking than Ray was. Pulls into the inside, and he has that position for now, and definitely has it. Bottas looked back down the inside, but Pavel already too far ahead for him to consider an overtake, as Double G and DRB, they are coming close together as you go through Spoon Corner. And TechSlave is on the rear of Hob. I'm not sure if TechSlave's actually still there, but he's doing a good job, even if he's not actually there. I can't remember if he's there or not. Double G and DRB swap places, going up the hill. Unfortunately, I missed it. That's annoying. So Double G holds position. DRB will get DRS on the home straight. He's looking down the inside there. He's not going to go for that one. And Bird and Ray are getting close together. Race, look at the closing speed of that. That's the difference in the soft tyres there. Just check those ERS levels. 54% on Bird, 37 on Ray. So a little bit more for Bird to dump when he needs it, as Double G and DRB swap places. But up the hill we go towards the end of lap 20. Ray's looking to make the move here early. I think Bird might have just let him through a little bit, because he will get slipstream and DRS on the home straight. But Ray will have the extra grip of those tyres, and look at that grip fly. Bird just loses it a little bit off the corner, and Ray is pulling away. DRS there. Double G has retired in sector 1. Where's that? That sector 1's quite short actually. It could be any of the S's. As Pavel and Bottas swap places again behind. And will we see any safety cars or anything here? Doesn't look like we're going to. Let's have a look at Hob. Where is he? Is he going to see the car wreckage somewhere? Not sure where it is. There's the green flag. Was it on here? It looks like it must have been. Yep, there we go. Goes past him. He's in the wall on the left hand side. But Bird is still holding on the back of Ray. So important that Bird does this now, because in terms of penalties, Ray has 5 seconds. Bird has 3. Sorry, so it's a 2-second gap between them. Bird needs to stay on the back of Ray if he wants to take this win. And he is staying quite firmly behind. Brown, in the meantime, after his little spin earlier, he's down in 7th place. Closing up to the back of DS at 5.5 seconds back, but is he going to be close enough to make a move? Later on, Ray and Burr going side by side. And Ray still ahead. Little lock up there for him as we're going through the final chicane. Bird is going to have that DRS to keep himself in contention. He's actually going mode 4, so it looks like he's trying to make that overtake. And blue flags are flying as well, so Bird going down the inside. Oh, big crash! That is Bird in the wall, and Bird out. And that is the end of Bird's race. And Ray, I think that might have been a I've done a boo-boo type retirement. But wow, is that going to cause a safety car? That could be big for a safety car to come out now. With only a handful of laps left. Pavel has the race lead from Bottas. David is up to P3. DS will be up to P4. Brownlee, despite having that incident, will be up to P5. And will he... Safety car work wonders now for quite a lot of drivers, actually. Constantine are out the pack for the last few laps. 85-second penalty for exceeding track limits. Not good from him. He's going to gain a couple of places here, but... DS, a 3-second penalty. The penalty's starting to fly in now. We'll do a quick rundown for you in a moment. We'll just let's actually go look up back up. It's now a battle for the race lead. It's not a battle for the last step of the podium. It is now a race lead battle between these two. They've been exchanging places all day. Pavel is on the back of Texave. So Texave is actually an AI. Oh, backs off in the middle of the corner. That's a strange thing for the AI to do, but. So Bottas will get DRS down the home straight. We'll stay with this, then we'll do a quick penalty rundown as they start lap 23 of 27. And if you're just joining us, you'll see two people slowly dropping down the grid. They had a beer coming together. The only way I can describe it is watch Senna versus Prost at this track. It looked quite similar. Both tangling together and both dropping out of the race. Bottas doesn't get past Pavel, so quick penalty rundown for you. In the lead, Pavel with 6 seconds, then Bottas, David and DS all with 3 seconds. Brownlee there in 5th with nothing. Same with Mark in 6th. AD and DRB both with 6 seconds. 9th place, Hobb has none. Same with Texave. Texave's an AI. Jelly Melly has 3. And Leone has 3 as well. So, with only a few laps left, can these two sort out their squabbles? Pavel, I think it always looks like he's letting Bottas through for the DRS, but at the same time he's letting through very early. Especially if you've made a mistake here, then Bottas would walk away with it. But so Bottas has the race lead. Pavel will have the DRS down the home straight. We're going to be finishing lap 23 here. Pavel, 5-second penalty. He's hit so many corner cuts here today, and that is just highlights his issues. That's now put him on 11 seconds. And that is going to cost him a lot in terms of places. Potentially anyway, because David will most likely be coming through. They are going to be lapping Leone here, who's currently officially 14th. He needs to get out of the way because Bottas is coming through. That's just Leone. I don't think even Leone knows that they are coming through. Has he got blue lights? Yes, he does have blue lights on his dash. He's aware that they are coming through. Gets on the dirt to go through, but they are battling for the lead. It goes to the first Degner. Big crash again. That is Bottas sliding out. He's still in. I say he's sliding out. He's not sliding out. He's sliding into the gravel. Now he's sliding out. Where's David? David comes through. Easy one for him to have. Bottas recovers it into 3rd, but that is almost... Well, I don't want to say Pavel's been gifted a win here yet because the checker flag still needs to fall. So we're on 24, 27. Pavel won't have any DRS or anything to pull away from David. David can now turn the wick up. So I'm trying to work out maths. It's about an 8-second penalty swing here between Pavel and David as it stands. The gap between them is 8.272. And coming down a little bit as David's getting a bit of slipstream here from Leone. And that's going to really help David. He's now inside that 8 seconds. Leone needs to get out of the way once again. He's parking it in the wrong place. He's not really listening to the blue flags. He's battling. What is Leone doing? Right, so Pavel is in the lead, and David's just lost about a second and a half there through the issues with lapping himself from Leone. So that's made a little bit of a mess of anything he had, as Leone will now be up to P12. Let's have a look further back. Actually, there's a battle going for 11th as Leone's back into the gravel, unfortunately for him. Generally he's closing up on TechSlave, but TechSlave is an AI, so, and he's actually on the back end of Hob, who's not an AI. I feel for Hob here if he gets overtaken by an AI. Yellow in sector 1. Leone's got himself up and going again. So let's have a look back at this for now. I know it's an AI battle, but it's still fun to try and see what's happening. Bottas is trying to close back up to David. David's got under 9 seconds on Pavel. He needs under 8 seconds or unless Pavel picks up more penalties. We are coming towards the end of lap 25, so 2 laps to go after this. Pavel now starting that lap 26. Just needs to avoid any penalties. Leone has retired from the session. Now it's a sector 2 retirement, so will that cause any safety cars? I think even a full safety car here will be pretty much the end of the race. Virtual can change things a little bit. Brownie's actually closed out to the back of DS. Let's have a look at that. Brownie's got a lap, well, 2 laps left. If he wants to get this overtake, get 4th place. As it stands, that's all he's going to get. He's going to get it anyway through penalties, but just keep an eye. If Pavel picks up more penalties, or people in front of him pick up more penalties, Jelly Melly off track, getting out of people's way. DS goes through, so does Brownie. Has Bottas had a... No, he hasn't. Never mind. He already had that slide. David now 8.8 seconds off the back. And Brownie sizing up DS here. Not going to get through there. But if you got the drive off the corner, it looked like he just got a bit of wheel spin coming off the corner. It's allowed DS to pull away just a little bit more. Manuel out front. Pavel's now 8.5 clear. Say 0.4 now is the gap effectively between those two. David wants to pull him in. And I think David might actually have this through the penalties. Brownie and DS though, they are close together going up the hill towards the final few corners, the 130R. They'll be starting that final lap. Brownie will want to get past DS on this straight. This is pretty much the last that is the going front. Last DRS straight, because you don't really get much, if anything, on the home straight. It is quite literally about 50 to 100 metres. Brownie sizing up DS. DS has gone for the inside. Brownie pulls out late and goes up into P4. Has he got anything left in the tank to attack Bottas? Bottas has 3 seconds. Brownie has 0. He will have that position as well. So Brownie will recover this to the podium, which we'll be happy to see. But Brownie had that slide earlier on. Had to do an entire lap with half a front wing on the hard tyres. Not the strategy he wanted to do, but he's made it work. Helped, of course, by Ray and Bird having their issues. And so, meanwhile, David has now got that gap under 8 seconds. It's 7.8, 7.7 now. Hob is the back marker ahead of him. He's going to hope he gets out of the way, or even stays there and gives him a nice slipstream up the hill. I'm sure he'll be happy with either of those, to be fair. As Hob does pull over to the side, David will go on through. But coming up to the chicane for the final time today is Pavel. He will take the race win on track, but I think he's going to lose it through the penalties as he comes across the line. And Let's now see if David has done enough. Early calculations are he has. As long as he doesn't glitch over the line. He's lost that by a tenth. Oh, those glitches on that final straight, I think, just cost him a win. Brownlee gets the podium. And that is really harsh on David. I think he should have had that if it wasn't for those glitches coming across the line. 80's made a mistake. And has a long way to go now for 80. Mark, at one point we thought he could be sitting pretty at the front. Down there in 6th after his mistake. But still, points on the board for him. With only 2 drivers left of AD and DRB. We'll just wait for them to finish the race. And DRB is on his way. It's through the final couple of corners now. And DRB will take P7. And AD, a fair bit away back, unfortunately for him, 37 seconds off the back. But still bringing home points for the Toro Rosso, which is good to see. So last couple of corners then. He may have made a mistake on that, but still going to finish with points. So he'll be happy with that. Techslave, I believe, was disconnected for the vast majority of the race, so will be bumped down. Jello Melly will pick up that last points position as AD comes across the line and takes P8. So there we go. Pavel will be at top of the podium. Unfortunately for David, that lag got to him. Those little stutters coming towards the line cost him a win. He had that pretty much in the bag. Really unfortunate for him. But there you go. Pavel taking the win from David Brown with a great recovery drive up to 17th. From 17th to 3rd. Bottas in 4th, followed by DS Mark, who started 3rd, dropped to 6th, unfortunately for him. DRB 7th, followed by AD, Hobb, and Techslave. Although I believe he'll swap with Jellymaid because Techslave was an AI. So Jellymaid will probably get the last of the points positions, which we'll be happy for. And then the DNFs then Leone, Ray, Bird, Double G, DZ, Kai, and Neved. And there you go. So thanks for everyone who joined me here today for the I was going to say Jamaican. It's Japanese Grand Prix. There's a big difference there between Jamaica and Japan, isn't there? So yeah, thanks for everyone who's been here. Next week we'll be in Mexico. So join me again, same time, same place at 7 o'clock UK or 8 Central Europe. Until then, I bid you a fond farewell.